Welcome, guys. Daniel Oluwaye, and I welcome you to this section of Hybrid Books Publishing. So, hybrid books are majorly workbook, and we are going to be basically talking about workbooks in this video. So, thank you for being here again, and I remain your host, Daniel Oluwaye. And I'm so sorry for bringing out this video late. So, I've been planning on creating videos on workbooks since November last year. Yeah, so I created some slides and lots of other stuff. So one thing or the other just made me turn off the presentation and just wait for a better time. So the better time is now for the workbook videos. And believe me, this is very lucrative. It is lucrative because many Nigerians are really not aware of how to create these books. It's not just for the everyday Nigerian person or everyday African person. So you will rarely see people creating workbooks like summaries. So what are hybrid books? Hybrid books are books that are hybrid in nature. Yeah. Hybrid in KDP means books with no content, which is lines and drawings, and high content, long notes. So they are books with lines and notes together. So that's just the simple meaning of hybrid books. So examples of hybrid books are prayer journals, workbooks, and so on. So we'll be focusing majorly on workbooks for this section. So workbooks are like summary. So this is one of the reasons I told you guys that if you want to venture into workbook, make sure you watch the videos on summaries to the end first, especially the terms and conditions in creating summaries. So workbook are companion books, and Amazon doesn't take companion books lightly, especially if you go against the policy. So just like summary, you need to pay attention to every of the details. You don't need to use a mistake in creating your workbook. So just like summary, you publish summary only in the US marketplace. The same thing happens to workbooks. So your category under summary must be under study guide and study guide and the second one. Yeah, I've forgotten the second one. So the same thing would happen under these workbooks also. You publish under the same category also. So it must be under education and reference and study guide. Yeah, it is compulsory. It is compulsory. So US marketplace, the same thing for workbooks also. So when creating your cover, when designing your cover, you must make sure you input workbook for the same way you input summary. You must input workbook for, and you must remove the original author's name. So all these are what I've talked about in this in summary. So don't make mistake. We watch those videos, especially the late videos on summaries that talks about how to tackle summary issues. So you need to watch those videos first before you say you want to create workbooks, because I might not go detailed into it. Yeah. So moving on, workbooks are companion books just like summary. So when creating a workbook of a book, you need chapter by chapter summaries. Yeah. Key points of that book followed by evaluation questions and space for the reader to write or answer. So workbook, as I said, is almost the same thing as summary, because inside workbooks you will be summarizing each chapters. Yeah, each chapters of the main book. So after summarizing these chapters, you are going to pull out the key lessons. After the key lessons, then you need to ask some questions there, questions in which the writer needs to jot things down. So that's just the definition of workbook. That's the difference between workbook and summary. So under summary, you might just summarize the chapters and that's all. But in workbook, you summarize and you point out key lessons and you write out some self-evaluation questions. So writing workbooks is different from individuals, but this way I'm saying it is the surest and easiest way, and people are making cool cash from it. You don't need to sleep on it. So when creating, okay, yeah, just like summaries, you publish only in the US marketplace for workbooks too. So you write workbooks generally on books that require the reader to act and answer questions that will evaluate their life in respect to the original book. Yes. So I've talked about this before. So moving on into the next slide. So checklist and research for writing the workbooks. So the first one is what creates workbooks on best-selling, new releases, movers and shakers. It majorly niches on health and fitness, parenting and relationships, self-help, business and money, and every other niches that require active implementation from the reader. So this is just very similar to summary. You write summaries on books that are best selling and new releases to make money. So the same thing is going to happen to workbooks. The same thing is going to happen to workbooks. So book must be between the bestseller range of 1 to 10,000 on KDP. Yeah, you need to follow this checklist. Yeah, you need to adhere to it at all times. So make sure you browse on Ignite Incognito tab and change your location to a state in the US. So when you see a book worth creating a workbook on, click on the look inside, locate the table of content and write out each chapters one after the other. So this is one of the hard parts of creating workbooks because you need to write out the chapters of the main book out. You can't copy on Amazon. So you need to write them out one after the other. So unlike summary you might just get summary of the book on Bilinkis or Instared or Google and just upload. But workbook, you need the chapter by chapter summaries, and the best way is to know what is inside the book itself. Open the chapters and copy them out one after the other. So let's go into some practical aspects. Let me open my Brave browser. So I use Brave most of the time. So let me use a new private window, which is the same thing as the incognito tab on my Brave. So now I have the Amazon. Just go into your Google and search for Amazon ADP non-fiction bestsellers. So you can search for notebooks direct, but it's in the same. So always note you have to select the one with ZGBS. So click on the first one. Yeah. So of course, like I said, you need to change this to the United States zip code. So this is United States zip code. So the first thing you need to do now is look for whatever books you want to write workbooks on. And like I said, these books are books under the niches of health and fitness, parenting and relationships, self-help. So any niche that requires the reader or the buyer to take action and jot these actions down. So these are the niches we are going to focus on. So most of the time you can find these niches among the best selling, and if you want to niche down yourself, you can just niche down. You can come under these self-help books and look at what it involves. You can see the life-changing magic of tidying up. Okay. So this is emotional intelligence. Of course, you can create a workbook on this because it's talking about it's a self-help book, and it's talking about intelligence and how you can take action on it. So this is how you just select books you can create workbooks on. You will know them right by just looking at the title and the cover of the book, because not all books you can create workbooks on. You base mostly on the non-fiction side. And the non-fiction, there are some non-fiction that are just all stories. So you can't create a workbook on a memo or biography of someone or biography of Barack Obama. You can't create a workbook on that because that's a life story of that particular person. So you don't really need to take action. You either don't necessarily need to take action. So you need to carefully select the kinds of books you want to create workbooks on. And these books there are dozens of them on KDP. So let me open this and see why it is crucial for success in life and business. Seven simple ways to raise your EQ, make friends with your emotions, and improve your relationship. Yeah, so you can definitely create a workbook on this. So this book is okay. Yeah, this is just for the 6 pages. Wow, this is small. Of course, this should be among the checklist. If you want to create a workbook, you just make sure the books are 200 and above pages before you decide to create workbooks on these books. So this book is very small. It's very small. So I see no reason why. But if you want to look inside, let's just look inside for looking sake. Let's look inside and let me select the paperback aspect. So the pages turns this one off, but the topic is a writable topic for workbook. It's just as simple as that. So I'm going to be making this video short. Let me just see how many minutes this is. Okay, I really can't see from there. Okay, so let me wait for the look inside. And I think my network is okay. I think this is in the Kindle. Well, let's just see. So you can just see the chapters here. You can see the chapters. What is emotionally intelligent and so on and so on. You can see these are what you can easily get content on, and you don't even need to stress yourself about the getting the content. So I'll be talking about how to get content in subsequent videos. So let's close this. This is too small. So let's just check on the other years. So Atomic Habit, of course, there are dozens of books on that workbooks on atomic habits. So this is about habits, and it requires the reader to take action on these habits. So I'm very certain if I search for workbooks on atomic habits, I will see lots of them out there. So let me just search for workbooks for atomic habits. Yeah. So and of course, atomic habits. Let me check the look inside, and this this ticks all the boxes in creating workbooks. This is 319 pages. Yeah. So you can see lots of workbooks on atomic habits. You can see this is 8,441. Imagine how much this person will be making. Imagine how much sales this person will be making just by creating workbooks. So look at this now. Let me just show you how much this person is making per month. So there's a website with fake CTK publishing. Let me search for this. I believe, yeah, Amazon Books is calculator. Yeah, this. So let me just calculate how much this particular person is making on it. So it's 8,441. So is this a book? Okay, I don't think this is. I think this should be paperback. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me just select the books by the way. Okay. So calculate sales. So you can see this person is making 31 sales per day. How much is he selling this workbook? This is amazing. This is amazing. Let me open this on the new tab and let me see the price of this. This is he's selling it 0.99 on Kindle. You can see the paperback 11, and it's making this wonderful sales. So let me see the best selling ranking of the paperback itself. It's still the same. You can see the amount this person is making just by creating workbook. So this is another person's. This is another. Let's check out our workbook. So this is another workbook, and so this was even created last month. Yeah. This is another workbook. This is another workbook. So you are seeing people creating workbooks on this. It's because it is lucrative. This is why they are doing this. It's because it is lucrative. So this is just basically what workbooks mean. So let's look inside of this, and for you to grasp how these people are writing their workbooks. Yeah. Okay. So you can see this is about the workbook, the chapters. Yeah. So you can see what this workbook inside involves. Detailed summary, key insights from each chapters, questions to help you gain insights, action plans, action checklists, and so on. So these are what this particular person's workbooks involve. So it's not compulsory you have a specific criteria in writing a workbook or specific table of contents. Yours might be different. The main content you need to have is the space for is the self-evaluation questions. That's the space for people to the readers to answer. Yeah, that's what makes a book a workbook. I hope you grab what I'm saying. So this is just what it involves. So let's check other workbooks. So let me even search for workbook directly under the bestseller. So okay, so this is self-help. Okay, let me go into Kindle ebooks. Okay, so like I said, you can create workbooks on cookbooks, food and wine, There are lots of books on there. There are lots of books on health, fitness, and dieting. There are lots of books on parenting and relationship, and lots of them. Lots of them. So let me go into the workbook niche itself directly. So this is studying our workbooks. So this is workbooks directly. So you would see some books, workbook. You would say someday, okay, this is one particular workbook, but this is ranking far. So this was created last month also, and this is 33,000. So the person will be making a couple of shows per day also. It's not really that bad. It's not really that bad. So let's check into inside the look inside and see what this person, how this person is doing it. So like I said, you need to have a space for the readers to express their mind. Why I need this workbook? Okay, so you can see this is the chapter summary, yeah, chapter summary, and these are the key lessons from these chapters. You can see them on these bullet points. Key lessons for these chapters. Yeah, okay, these key takeaways. Yeah, so this is how much we can see on here. This is how much you can see. So this you can. I hope you are grasping the logic in writing workbook. So this workbook fast like a girl. So this, let's see this also. Okay, companion guides. Okay, 82 pages. So let's look inside. So the paperback is 11. Wonderful. And this was created when, okay, let's look inside first. So this year also. So you can see this, yeah, chapter summary. So like I said, it has to involve the chapter summary, key lessons, and self-evaluation questions. So we can't look more than this on Amazon. We can't look more than. So let's scroll down. We can see workbook. This is another one. The body keeps the score. This is another workbook, and this is made by this is just an individual publisher. So one other thing you need to note about workbook, you need to have a specific pen name for this. Like this person generally he uses specific pen name. So when I click on his pen name, I can see other workbooks he has created. As you can see, these are the workbooks this person has created on here. Yeah. So once he creates a good workbook, the reader might be pushed to click on his name and see other books he has to buy. So that's just the logic. It's just part of marketing also. So let's see the look inside of this book. And let's see how this person created it. So this is loading. Okay. So you can see chapter, workbook, or study guide prompts. So this is just how everything works. This is how everything works. This is how everything works. Chapter one. This is how everything works. So creating a workbook is very fun, and of course, the main question will be, how do I get content for these chapters? How do I get this self-evaluation question? These are very simple to do, especially in this period. So just stay tuned as I explain everything about this. So let me end this video here, and we'll continue in the next video. So the next video will be talking about what should you have inside the workbook, the table of content, the list of everything you need to have on your book, your pages, and so on. So stay tuned, and thank you.